Hello everyone, it's great to see you again, and I hope you are all doing well. Rhubarb is in season, so today we are going to make some screamingly delicious rhubarb scones. I made the same scones yesterday, and let me just tell you, there were previously 12 scones on this rack. They are that delicious. To make the scones, first weigh out 377 grams of flour. That's about 2.5 cups of scooped and leveled flour. I have my little digital scale here, going to zero it out. I think it's really important to weigh flour rather than to measure it by volume. Zero out the scale, and then add 75 grams or 1/3 cup of regular granulated sugar. Also add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And whisk. Let me clear the decks, and then we're going to add the butter. Now add a 1/2 cup or 113 grams of cold diced butter. I'm using unsalted butter here. Scatter that right over the flour. You could use your fingers to cut the butter into the flour, or you could even do this in a food processor. I'm going to use my electric mixer and the paddle attachment to cut the butter into the flour. This paddle attachment does a very good job. Just set this at low speed for 3 to 5 minutes until the flour looks crumbly. While the mixer is doing its thing, add a 1/2 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract to 1 cup or 225 mils of heavy cream. Dice 100 grams of red rhubarb. That's about 1 generous cupful. So that's a good cup of diced rhubarb, plus some extra, which we're going to use later on. The butter is now cut into the flour, so I'm going to add the cream and vanilla mixture. Just do this at low speed. The cream is incorporated. Now I'm going to add the rhubarb and just mix this in at low speed. Looks like little jewels. Let me fetch my pastry cloth. I love this pastry cloth. Nothing sticks to it. I'm going to flour the cloth. Add the scone mixture. And then gather it into a ball. If any of the pieces of rhubarb escape, just push them back into the dough. Then knead the dough just briefly to make sure that any stray bits of flour are incorporated. And then roll the dough into a 1-inch thick circle. My oven has preheated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 190 degrees Celsius. To add a little flour to the top of the dough. You might like to serve these scones for a coronation tea party. I'm going to host a coronation lunch since the king's coronation is coming up. and I'm going to be making the official coronation quiche. So I hope you will watch that video. I think we're going to film it tomorrow. Let's see if we're at 1 inch. Yes, we are. So now take a 2-inch diameter biscuit cutter. This one has a fluted edge. I'm going to scatter some flour over here in the corner. And then dip the cutter into the flour. We're going to cut out 12 rounds. And I'm going to put these rounds on a parchment-lined baking sheet. Here it is. As I said earlier, I made these scones yesterday. They were so delicious, I really had to stop myself from eating all of them. I ate 6 of them just for the sake of science. Re-roll the dough. Looks like I will only achieve 11 scones today. That's fine. This last one I'm just forming by hand. Let me clean up my mess. So here are the scones, and as you can see, in some of them, the tops are jeweled with the rhubarb, and some of them, you can't see any rhubarb at all. That's why I reserved some pieces of rhubarb. I'm just going to punch them in to the tops so that we can see rhubarb after the scones are baked. And here they are, the bejeweled rhubarb scones. I'm going to sprinkle the tops with some demerara sugar. You could use regular granulated sugar here. Demerara sugar will give the scones a little crunch. You do not have to bake these scones right away. You can pop them into the refrigerator for several hours. You can even freeze them. I'm going to bake mine off right now. Going to clean up my mess here, and then while the scones are baking, I want to bring you outside for a moment. We had the boxwood trimmed the other day, and I want to show you what they look like. Last weekend, 2 talented gentlemen gave my boxwood a much-needed haircut. I'm very happy with the final look. If you watched last week's video, you know that we had a heat wave here. Now suddenly, we are back to winter. I planted almost all of this boxwood from cuttings. It's 320 plants. And the only maintenance that boxwood requires is annual trimming. The guys were here over the weekend. I think they did a great job. Scones are ready. Oh, they smell just divine. While the scones are cooling, I'm going to brew some tea. One of my wisest investments was this wooden tray with handles. I'm going to link the tray in the description below. It's great for transporting tea essentials from kitchen to table. Let's head into the music room. I will link this tablecloth in the description below. You could serve these scones with clotted cream or whipped cream or butter, but honestly, I think they are so moist and delicious, they don't require any extras. A taste. I like to just pull off a small piece of scone and pop it in my mouth. That bit of demerara sugar gives a little crunch with every bite. It's really wonderful. Well, I hope you will give these rhubarb scones a try someday. And again, tomorrow I'm going to be filming a coronation lunch because King Charles' coronation is coming up very soon, and I hope you will watch that episode. Thank you for watching today's episode. Please make these scones, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.